How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be finding out what Europeans really think about Americans. This is actually a two-parter. I'm going to do the first part today. Not sure when I'm going to do my second one, but if you enjoy this content, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on that second one when it comes out. So let's do it.
What are your impressions of America right now?
So this kind of like consumerist way, I didn't really like it, to be honest. Like I didn't see humbleness in it.
My impression is that the country is pretty divided.
Maybe like very polarized country.
You're pulling in so many different directions. Each one of them is getting more and more radical, it seems like.
What you sold us in movies and on other media is not what real America is, what real US is.
I think the news
Yeah, everybody needs to keep in mind that's exactly how that is.
are
I'll just
just so negative that it's easy to forget that it's also, in many ways, it seems to me a great country.
What do European people think of Americans? Keep watching this video to find out.
I think like to all Europeans have kind of like gotten kind of like a superiority complex towards Americans. Like I think a lot of Europeans are like there's just so much stuff and so many people in America who just seem so like out of it. Like it's just so many weird ways of thinking that. But I think
it's because we're all medicated. I truly think that's half the time why I'm out of it is because I feel like I'm on so much depression medicine that I could literally just fall asleep sitting up anywhere. It's that bad. It sucks.
I don't think it's true that Europeans aren't that way. It just seems that there are more Americans who just can make themselves believe anything. And I think also like the politics in America, a lot of Europeans, especially Norwegians, we have kind of like a belief system which in many ways clashes with the American belief system, like with healthcare. A lot of that like individuality and capitalist system, and like in Norway
Abortion,
we're more kind of
maybe?
and abortion, the intense like freedom everybody does.
That is so true. This video is actually done like a year ago, so literally a lot, so much has changed since then. But so right now we have a president that everybody believes is going to step down in a matter of a couple days. And then
More kind of and abortion,
but we do have somebody stepping up. His name is RFK, Robert F. Kennedy, and he is running for president. His uncle was Kennedy that ran for president. I can't remember when, but he actually is kind of in line with what Europe is doing with everything they're doing with healthcare, with all of that, with abortion rights, and you guys should check it out. He is amazing. He definitely got my vote, and he's gonna change the world for sure.
the like intense like freedom, everybody does their own thing. I will not be limited by like gun laws and whatever. Like in Norway we're kind of like more of a we have more of a socialist foundation, so I think it's easy for Norwegians to kind of look down on Americans and think that they're being like very stupid. But I don't think it's true that all Americans, obviously not all Americans are like that, and it seems like there's a lot of differences between the states. But I don't know, it's just it's a very different belief system, I think.
Yes.
funny story. I was just in America for 6 months this spring. I was an exchange student there in California. I've been to America a couple times, and you know, it's always a great country to visit, but of course the media coverage isn't always, you know, projecting positive things.
They never are.
Like a lot of complications with the president or with the abortion laws, and I feel like the country. My impression is that the country is pretty divided, and just into two different parties. So you know, you hear a lot of things that you maybe don't think is the best way to solve some issues. But all in all, America has always been like the big brother of the North, Norway. So no, it's not all bad.
I've not been to America so much. I visited her in Easter. So most of the knowledge about America comes from the media, and yeah, as she said, it seems to be a bit divided into two parties. That's pretty much what I know.
Well, the country, not only is the country divided, the states are divided, and right now it is not a good thing going on at all. It is really scary.
I think people think it's very chaotic,
Yes.
very polarized.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, but you know, it's now we're probably only going to mention the negatives, right? Because that's what you get in the news. So sure, America has problems, but
For some reason, I thought he was saying that he could only mention negative things. Because really, it kind of all has been negative. But I think he was saying because of his experiences, he could only speak about it in a negative way. So we're all good there.
so does
Norway.
so does everyone.
Yeah, we all do.
I think then the news are just so negative that it's easy to forget that it's also it's in many ways it seems to me a great country. But I think people think about the things they see in the news, and the news just tend to focus on bad things. Unfortunately, most people see America in black and white, which is what we should try not to do, because then we're just keeping it polarized in a sense.
Yeah.
We're reinforcing that that polarization. Yeah.
What's your impression of people in my country, or just my country in general right now?
I guess very friendly and extroverted and talkative. I guess this is maybe like very polarized country when it comes to
That's very strange. Everybody's using the term polarized. I'm not even quite sure if I really know what that means.
like politics that is very conservative and like capitalistic.
How I see America and Americans right now, it's a big contrast, and yeah, I would say the country of getting more and more difficult for me to express this, but express that, but it looks like it could be both very engaged, very scientific, and you know, leader in many fields. And on the other side, it's also a country of coming with the most dumb ideas and you know, very shallow approach to the life and so on. So
Oh my
a lot of
gosh.
contrast, and you know, thinking about politics. Such a big country, and you cannot find a single person that could be a really decent president.
Yeah.
But I feel the same way in Poland. I mean, there's nearly 40 million of us, and yeah, we didn't have a good president either. So somehow this is a thing. I would say politically we consider right now it's more stable having Biden as a president. Of course, Trump was considered as somebody totally unpredictable. Not really. Trump was considered as right now it's more stable having Biden as a president. Of course, Trump was considered as somebody.
Absolutely not. I'm not getting to the whole political thing because I know a lot of people will be in the comments section fighting. But Biden has not done any good for us at all. And I'm all away. Robert F. Kennedy, guys. Check him out. He's gonna be our next president.
Totally unpredictable. Not really the guy of politics, and we could see these days also some reports that probably not the most ethical person. And you know the way we see it also that it's country probably good for young and wealthy people, healthy people and wealthy people.
Yeah.
Because in a way what we hear, you know, the cost of the healthcare, for instance, seems not to be the way that developed country should handle it. But on the other hand, we see it from the distance. We are not living there, so it's just an impression. We don't know how it is for real over there.
Yeah, and that's what I hope to get out of this channel as well, is to give people a better idea of like what it is like here. And honestly, I struggle like a mofo, but I mean, I don't really know any other life, so it's not, you know, poor me. It's what I've been used to my whole life, so it's not a huge deal, but it does suck and it's hard, and like everybody else as well. I mean, life's not easy a lot, you know.
What would you say are your impressions of America right now? Of the people there, of the country? Like,
I've never been, you know, so I
Yeah.
cannot really judge. Like when I used to live abroad, I met a lot of Americans. To be honest, I didn't have the best experiences, but that's those people, right? So
yeah.
I had this, and also, you know, I consume a lot of like American TV and a lot of movies, you know. So I think, you know, in the middle of Europe, we get a lot of your culture, you
Yeah.
know, in this kind of lens from the movies and the music, and so we actually know a lot without even being there, you know. So I mean, I find beauty in it, but like I don't know, it's hard to say. Like, so this kind of like consumerist way that you think, or at least what I witnessed with this couple of people I met during my journeys, I didn't really like it, to be honest. Like I didn't see humbleness in it, you know.
Yeah.
And so that wasn't the best experience, but obviously I met some, like, you are a really nice guy, you know.
Thank
like,
you.
And I met an American actor who was really cool, you know,
really?
like he was so sweet, you know, and so kind and so respectable, you know, like, so I mean, I don't really think you can generalize people, you know, you have different experiences with
Yeah.
different people, so.
Yeah.
I like her.
They're like, I think there's like types of people overall.
Yeah,
like there's a
for
certain
sure.
culture, but then when you get down to individual level,
Yeah, exactly.
people-
exactly. So
people
I don't want to
differ.
say like I'm not into it, you know, because
Yeah.
I don't know, you know, and I'm sure if I would go there and experience it for myself, like for instance California, I'm sure it's beautiful. And,
Yeah.
you
My
know,
goodness.
so many
That guy is so tall. Holy moly.
experience it for myself, like for instance California, I'm sure it's beautiful. And,
Yeah.
you know, there are so many things to do and so many nice people
Wow.
to meet.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I mean, and you have really great artists, you know, so
Yeah.
that you brought out into the world. So
Yeah, it's a very creative.
yeah,
creative
exactly.
place, for sure.
exactly.
I think you guys are kind of crazy.
Okay.
Like there's just you're pulling in so many different directions, and each one of them is getting more and more radical. It seems like there's no more common ground, or at least it's shrinking.
You know, our healthcare sucks. Like really, 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 really sucks. And there's not like a lot of surgeries that are available. This is for just like the state. But like the migrants that are coming over are getting like the free healthcare, but also on that list, and who am I to judge? Is a list of like one of the procedures that you could get for free in America is transitioning, like all of that. Um, and I thought, man, that is so strange to me that they would provide that service to people that are coming into the country and are being radical, like he was saying. But yeah, it just, I don't understand a lot of what we do. I do not understand at all.
Yes. And you think it's both sides. It's not just like one. It's not like one side or the other.
I mean, I'm all for like left-leaning stuff. Like it's fine, but you can take it to an extreme that like a semi-conservative person would not be okay with, and I don't think that's doing anyone any favors.
Yeah.
Like you can have reforms and still kind of keep with the culture or keep with like values that other people still feel important to them. So I don't. It's very different from any other place in the world. Like I don't. To me, it's just. I don't know. They're.
We grew up thinking that this was the land of the free and the home of the brave, and America was the best of the best. I mean, even I remember having commercials every single time there was a commercial. It would be those starving kids in like Africa and like all of that area. And it's like we grew up to believing that like it's way better here, and like you know what I'm saying? Like we are not the kids with the bulging stomachs and starving to death in a really poor country. And maybe that's my opinion, but I mean, I've always grown up just thinking like, man, I've always felt thankful and blessed that I'm here and not like somewhere else struggling. But I mean, I'm struggling here, so what's the difference?
Just going in too many different directions.
I'm just curious what your thoughts are on America and like the people of America at this state in time.
I think you American people did it very well with Hollywood and all that stuff, but when you get a little bit into the US culture, you find that what you sold us in movies and on other media is not what real America is, what real US is. And it's true that while the time is going by, we are starting to understand that US is not the center of the world, and we don't have to strictly follow what US is saying. And
Yeah, and exactly, it's not what the TV says. Just like for my situation when I was little and seeing like all these starving kids and all over the place, like that's what they perceived it to be, like that we were the only like that we were the best country, I guess. I mean, now I know, thank God from, doing this channel that like we're not, and luckily there are people opening their eyes and seeing this, and there's a huge fight back, but we waited far too long, that's for sure.
what US people are thinking. I know that also US is divided into ways, as you said before. And I don't know, I think the whole world is changing, and the globalization in English, yeah. it's also making people understand that you can get the best parts from all the countries. Of course, US has very good things to aportar, to give to the world. But it's true also that the European people or the people from many other countries can also give a lot to the world, not only the US.
And I did see that there is a part 2 on there. So if you guys want me to react to it, let me know down in the comments, and I'll put that on my list of things to react to. But don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. I do videos about different countries. I'm an American, and I just like to learn about the world and see what everything's all about. So if you want to go on this journey with me, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.